Welcome back, Gold Squad, to the Chicago Cubs franchise. Up on the screen, you see that we are 25-30. We are in the month of June. We have just simulated past the 1st of June. We're here taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. Here's our schedule for June. I'm not going to show any gameplay for June. I thought I might as well want to show some Yankees games, maybe some Padres games. That would be kind of cool. The Braves, maybe see how we stack up against them. But take a look at July. Got some pretty interesting matchups here in July. We've got the Red Sox, the Dodgers, the Mets, the Phillies, the Giants would be pretty cool. And that's right up against the trade deadline. Now, I've got some moves up my sleeve that I'm thinking about making here in this episode. And what I want to do is I want to go into some minor league games in this episode along with some pro games. So really for the month of June, what we're going to do is we're going to actually get a little bit of minor league updates here. So we're going to play some games at our minor league system and see what these guys have to offer us before we get ready for the trade deadline in July. Taking a look here at our hitters here for the AA and AAA level. I'm not too interested in a lot of our AA hitters. I'm more interested in our pitching staff from each level. So AAA, AA, I just don't see how some of these guys are going to be able to contribute, like maybe Esteban Quiroz at a 288 with good fielding numbers. But, the vision, the contact, I don't know. I just don't see how that maybe plays at the next level. We got a lot of options at our big league club with free agents, with trades, with all that. So these guys still need to grow a little bit. I just don't see a whole lot with the lineup as far as the lineup is concerned. But as far as pitching staff goes, for AA, I want to see what Braylon Marquez is going to be able to do in his next start. So we're going to watch Braylon Marquez in the next game here for the Tennessee Smokies. Now, as far as the Iowa Cubs go, I have some interest here in a couple guys, namely not PCA. Pete Crow Armstrong has got a lot of work left to do. He's got 39 at-bats, right? 179. Not a big sample size, but, his numbers for hitting, he's got to work on that, but he is a good fielder, good defensive player. But James Triantos is a player that I'm actually really interested in. 330 right now across 115 at-bats. So he's getting a lot of playing time. He's still young, though, at a 19-year-old player. But, man, if you've heard this guy talk, if you've heard this guy in interviews, he's young. He's like a baby. But, man, does he carry himself like he's super, super mature.
Approach, but I got to start, man. In September of last year, you slugged around 800, got on base over, I think, a 400 clip. Everything absolutely clicked, and you shot up on a lot of radars, I would say. What was the key thing that allowed you to dominate September?
It was all confidence, basically. Knowing that people believed in me and believing in myself, that really helped me with my mindset coming up to the plate. I was more confident, felt better about myself. At the beginning of my senior year, I got an opportunity to hit with Kyle Schwarber, and he went to talk to me about contact points, about all this stuff that I'm talking about right now.
Yeah.
I've got everything from him. And he made me think about it, because I went in thinking that there was something wrong with my swing. I was like, do you see anything mechanically wrong with my swing? And he was like, man, your swing is good. You have no problems with your swing. It's your approach. And he talked to me about when I get in the box or off the tee or in front toss, BP, I want to make sure that I get my A swing off every single time.
I'm actually really interested in seeing what we might be able to find out about James Triantos in gameplay here. And maybe, possibly, we get him to get called up here in September. Clint Frazier hitting 244. I need an update on him to see how he's playing in gameplay. At 27 and a C potential, it's like, where does he fit in to the mix here? He's really good against righties. Got a lot of hot zones there, a lot of red going on, so I'm interested in that. Kevin Alcantara, I love that. 350. Look at the power numbers. Contact you can work on, but the power is there as a 19-year-old. So good outfield prospect for us. And I'm actually anxious to kind of get him into some playing time as well. Now, as far as the pitching staff goes, I think it should be worth noting that we need to figure out what's going on with Adbert Alzolay. A 91 velocity pitcher, 338, 135. He's pitching well down in the minors. He's 27. I'd like to get him up to the big leagues at least in July. Maybe we can kind of see what he's doing in June and get a little update. Maybe we can bring him on up. Now, Eliezer Hernandez got a 2.5 with a 1 whip, 16 Ks and 18 innings pitched. So he was acquired by trading David Bodie. Now, maybe that turned off a lot of people, but I'm actually anxious to see what he's going to do down in AAA for at least a month, and maybe we might give him a call up to the big league level as well. But let's take a look at the AA level. Again, just not very many guys that I'm interested in bringing up. Like maybe Ryan Jensen you could possibly do. He's a 67. He could contribute right out the gate. But like a lot of guys in the 50s, there's no way I'm calling you up here. There's no way. Before we get into some Braylon Marquez action at the AA level, we're going to be taking on the St. Paul Saints here at the AAA level as we take a look at our Iowa Cubs. Our AAA affiliate as Adbert Alzolay is taking the mound here today. So if he pitches well in this game, which he has been pitching well all season long, a 3-4 record, 3-4 record, a 3.38 ERA. If he pitches well, I'm thinking we might be able to call him up, especially after maybe some trades that take place here in this episode. So if he pitches well and I get a good feel for him, he will definitely deserve a call-up. So far, so good here. Top of the first inning, 2 quick outs. And we can see kind of the pitch sequence here. A lot of hard stuff inside, and then that slow sweeping slider. All right, it's got some bite to it. I shouldn't say it's slow, but we do get the strikeout there for our boy, Alzolay. Triantos makes the play here at second base, and so does Daniel Robertson. So Triantos, a guy that I want to highlight here in this episode, he grounds out, and a nice play by Daniel Robertson. Next up at bat, that's Alcantara. He's going to strike out against Maeda. Let's go to the top of the third inning. We got Pete Crow Armstrong, PCA, making a nice play out there in center field. Deep drive. And Alzolay still pitching fairly good here. We got Robel Garcia going to make a nice toss over to first. And that's a quick 2 outs here in the top of the third inning. 2-2 pitch. Little ground ball here to Triantos. Makes the play, makes it look easy, because it was nice and routine, and he gets the job done here. So Kenta Maeda, line drive. Clint Frazier, what do you got? Nothing. I still can't hit with Clint Frazier. It's getting a little annoying here, guys. 0-2 pitch here to Robel Garcia. Line drive. Can it stay fair? It will. No doubt home run. Garcia was not even leaning. He had no doubt that was going out. Neither did the umpire, I guess. I need to have a little more faith in my guys here, right? If Garcia thinks it's gone, it's gone. Look at how it just snuck inside the foul pole. So, hey, look at, we got a split finger in pretty much the same spot for PCA. Nice line drive out there to right, but a good defensive play is made. Now, here top of the fourth inning, Clint Frazier getting tested out there as well. He makes a nice defensive play. Good to see. Wind is carrying that baseball out there and right. So good to see that he's going to make that look easy. PCA, look at this. Look at those long strides out in center field, making this catch. So some good defense all the way around for both teams. Frazier, again, gets tested. Wind is carrying it just a little bit. That's good out there for Wrigley Field, right? So we got to watch that. Let's go to the bottom of the fourth inning with a runner on second base, and Triantos is going to send a long fly ball to center field, but oh, man. Oh, I can't tell if that's definitely not Ruker. I think that might be Garlic. But, man, oh, man, he's going to steal that from him in center field. He just stuck his glove up, and we're going to make him pay here with a strikeout. Actually, that's not Garlic. He's number 30. That was a single-digit center fielder. So we'll get the number, we'll get the name on that guy out center field. I know who it is in the back of my mind, but, man, that sucks. Triantos really put a good ball on there, a good bat on ball right there. That's unfortunate, but Alzolay going to get out of the fifth inning, I should say. We're going to go down here to the bottom of the fifth as a leadoff double for Alcantara. Going to go all the way to the left field corner. Here is Clint Frazier. And again, I'm just missing some things with Clint Frazier. Just did not get all of that baseball. Got good wood on it, but not enough wood, man. So P.J. Higgins, ground ball. Oh, over the head of first base. That's definitely going to advance the runners here, but maybe they should have probably gone to second base. It's an easier throw, shorter throw. Definitely would have the slow runner. Higgins out, I'm pretty sure, on a tag. But that's a good opportunity here. We've got a ground ball. That's going to score a run. So Garcia drives one in again. He's got 2 ribbies today. And then this line drive out into center field. It's a perfect for Pete Crow Armstrong. And again, center fielder is going to grab it here. So that is just unfortunate, man. But here in the top of the 6th inning, there you go. That's it. That's it for the perfect game. Not just a no-hitter, man. A perfect game was on the line here. And, you know, I'm starting to worry a little bit because now we got runners on first and second. 2 outs. Maybe it's time to get the bullpen going a little bit. Here's Vargas. Got to make a play. I don't really know why he stopped right there. Got to keep charging. He makes the play anyway. So let's now jump to the top of the 7th as we've got Brad Wyke coming out. And a line drive here to Vargas, but he's going to make the play. Quick out at the top of the 7th inning. Now here's Frazier. Line drive to him, and he's going to toss this thing to John Hicks, but he's not even there at first base. I really wish the show would fix that, man. If it's a line drive right out there to right field, if you think you can make the play, you're gonna do what you need to do to get there. I think that Frazier probably would have had that out, but Vargas is actually gonna muff this, and now we got a situation on our hands with 2 down. We're gonna call on Robert Gesellman, the 28-year-old reliever, to come on in here and just get an out. That's all we needed, but Frazier's not gonna be able to get to this one. It just went over his head into the gap. That's gonna score 2 runs to tie the game, and that is unfortunate because after that start, a perfect game on the line, and it gets blown by the bullpen, man. So here we are, 2-2, going into the bottom of the 7th inning. We don't get anything across the board, so we're going to jump all the way here to the top of the 9th, and then we've got a strikeout on Jake Cave. That would be the man in center field, so we're making him pay for stealing some extra base hits away from us. So nice job by Jonathan Holder to get 2 straight Ks against some good hitters here, Cave and Brent Rooker. Then he also is going to get the 3rd out as PCA going to camp underneath this and make the catch. A little snapshot there of Vargas as he's walking into the dugout to take up a bat. Let's see if he can make up for the error. He's going to get a perfect. And look at Jake Cave. He was playing on the left side of first base, shading towards the pull side of Vargas, and Vargas goes the other way. With how Jake Cave has been playing in center field, had he played him straight up, he would have made that catch. That's a leadoff double here for Vargas. That's a base hit for John Hicks. We'll see if Cave can come up throwing. He does. It's a good throw, and we're not going to send Vargas there. So it is now up to James Triantos. A fastball off the plate and inside, and that's going to drop in for a base hit, and that's going to win the game. A walk-off win. Vargas let us off with the double. He scores, and James Triantos running around making sure nobody can catch him, and then he finally gives in. So James Triantos, a guy that we highlighted at the start of this video, he made the thumbnail, of course. And maybe you guys thought, are we going to trade him away? Oh my God, Goldie, if you trade him away because of how he's been playing, I don't know if I can watch you anymore. That's exactly what you're thinking, isn't it? Well, we'll find out, man. We'll find out. It depends on what the asking price is, you know? It depends on what the asking price is. Do we want to build around a guy like James Triantos? Or is he so good right now, could we get a nice haul for him? We'll find out, man. We'll find out. But let's take a look at the Double-A action here for the Tennessee Smokies. We got Braylon Marquez, who probably should not be down in Double-A. Admittedly, he should probably be up at the Triple-A level at a 71 overall player. But, you know, on Legend difficulty on pitching, I want to see just if I can use him and have success with him. I mean, we're going up against Double-A hitters. We should be able to take care of business here. But so far, you know, through 2 innings, I'm not getting a lot of swing and miss stuff. We're having some problems here with a lot of contact on Braylon Marquez. So the break, I'm a little interested into seeing what his statistics are and his attributes on the break side of things as we are player locking him. We got a lot of line drive outs. He's getting outs. I mean, I can't fault him there, right? I mean, 101 miles an hour sometimes in the fastball can hit up there. Drops a changeup in as well. Nice slider. Gonna tie Laz Rivas up in knots, proverbial knots. It's Rivas, Laz Rivas. Ground ball here to shortstop. They're gonna be able to flip to first and make the play off balance. But Tennessee actually has a lead here, 1-0. We're going to jump all the way to the top of the 6th inning, and there is the 101 fastball. Take a look here. High and outside. This might be where Braylon Marquez is going to be really effective. Totally late, man. Totally late. You got to start that swing a little faster here. But take a look at this. 90, 95 plus, man. I think that might have been 98 or 99 And going opposite field is Micker Adolfo, but he's going to try to run to third. He ties the game up, but this is a really great relay throw, man. I mean, look at Adolfo here. He's like, yeah, I got third, man. I got third, but going to apply that tag. It's still 1-1 here. Top 6. Get a little slider going up against Rivas. Again, he's not been able to hit that at all in this game. So now we've got 3, 4, 5. We got Quiroz, Cook coming up. They're going to score a bunch of runs here. It is now 3-1. And this base hit here in the top of the 7th, leading him off. That's a tough play anyway. But next up, we've got a base hit here that nobody's going to advance past second base here. So that's good. But we got a situation here now where Marquez is going to get pulled, as with 2 runners on base with nobody down, you got to go to the bullpen at this point, and it's going to be Kane Euchert coming on in. Let's hope that Kane does a job, which looks like he did. He gave up 1 run in his relief appearance, and then we've got the win. So I like what I saw out of Marquez. I wanted to see the strikeout pitch working a little bit more, but you know, I think in Legend difficulty, it's not as easy as you might think. Only 3 strikeouts in 6 innings. Yeah, I wish we had a little bit more, but let's actually go ahead and simulate the rest of June here. No gameplay in June. And we've got ourselves an offer from the Braves. What is this? Austin Riley, Huascar Ynoa, and Dansby Swanson for Nico Horner. What in the hell is that? There is no way. I'm sorry. I love Nico Horner as much as the next guy. As much as a Cubs fan as I am. And you guys probably are. But there is no way I would... I mean, what? I would trade him away for that. But the Braves? The Braves, there's no way the Braves would even attempt to even have that discussion, guys. There is no way. Austin Riley, Dansby Swanson, and Ynoa for Nico Horner. Now, by the way, did you guys see that? That it was a 5-0 score here against St. Louis. I don't know when this hit happened for Pujols, but the fact that Wade Miley went all 9 innings tells me that it didn't happen in like the 5th. You know what I mean? It probably got to the 9th inning where he gave up the hit to Pujols. So he was throwing a no-no at that point. So what's going on with the no-nos right now? We got Alzolay at the AAA level trying to toss a no-no here at that level. And then you got Wade Miley a couple weeks later at the big league level. Almost going down in history here. So it's just interesting. Now I'm showing you guys the standings here because I want you guys to see this and have a visual of teams that I'm interested in probably making trades with. These are teams that I'm looking to trade with that are in the playoff mix. I don't want to trade with teams like the Orioles. There's just really no sense in us like swapping players around. I don't trade within my own division unless the trade like makes sense for both teams. It's kind of a rule that I have. But we're now in trade mode right now, guys. So thanks for sticking around in this video because we're going to get into the fun stuff here. So Mike Trout and the Angels, they've got some outfield problems. He's injured for 1 to 2 months, and they're in the middle of a playoff chase here at the middle part of the season. We're in July at this point. And they're not getting a whole lot of production. They don't even have Magnus Sierra or Jordan Adams. Torrey Hunter Jr. is a 62 overall. They're relying on Justin Upton, a regressing Justin Upton. Only a couple home runs in the season. Brandon Marsh doesn't apply a lot of power. He's a pretty good hitter, though, for contact. But that's it. They don't have anything right now. At least what they can do is they can salvage something in the outfield with some good defense, right? So I'm thinking about trading Jason Hayward, getting a Joe Madden Hayward connection, right? 2016 Cubs. Maybe this will help them in the postseason if they make it. And I want to, as you guys know, I want to get younger in our bullpen. We're kind of old in that sense. Now, I know 29 years old, Archie Bradley's not the youngest, no spring chicken out here. He's not the youngest guy to acquire, but his salary, about $3+ million. Jason Hayward making 23. We're offloading that entire contract to them. I don't know. And then swapping relievers, Chris Martin just being a better reliever. I think they're 3rd best overall reliever at this point. It seems like a good trade for both teams, right? We get that Joe Madden connection, the Jason Hayward thing. They need an outfielder to help them out in the meantime. I think it's a good trade for both of us. Next up on the board is a guy by the name of Nick Fortes. Now, this might be a little bit of a deep dive for maybe some casual fans. some casual baseball fans, but I like Nick Fortes. He came up to the major leagues last season and he pounded some baseballs. I know that one just barely got out, but man, I mean, he in a very limited amount of time, he had I think 4 home runs in September when he got called up. So I like this guy. I think he's going to be a little bit of a project type of catcher. He can sit as a backup catcher behind Wilson Contreras for a little while. I don't have any plans on getting rid of Wilson Contreras. I think I want to keep him as a Chicago Cub for the entirety of his career. And I think Nick Fortes can supply us with some more offense when Contreras needs a day off. He can play a little defense as well. I think it's a good trade. We have to give up Owen Casey and an older catcher to make that happen. I also pulled off the Jesse Chavez for Sean Newcomb trade, so that happened. We don't have Jesse Chavez anymore. We've got Sean Newcomb, so at least we're a little updated there. Next trade is for Boston and the Chicago Cubs, and we've got a player by the name of Nico Cavadas out of Notre Dame. And you can see just by that beautiful left-handed slugger type of swing, I like this guy. I think he's going to be a beast for our Chicago Cubs rebuild here. I mean, take a look at that swing, man. That is just, for a big man like that, that's pretty smooth as silk, man. I love it. Now, another thing that you guys might not know, he is a big Kyle Schwarber guy. He even said as much. He wants to improve on his defense. That's noted there, that's highlighted, but his dad attended Indiana University. Kyle Schwarber played there. He was a huge Schwarber fan, and he's a big Chicago Cubs guy. So I didn't even know that. That just kind of happened in a little, some research that I had on this dude. I gotta grab him now. He's a big fan of us. As I'm seeing Franchi Cordero, he's a big Fran. But what we had to give up a couple relievers, guys that are going to help Boston in the playoff push. Plus, Yan Gomes is a backup to Christian Vasquez. Yan Gomes is more of a hitter, and he's going to hit lefties for him. He's going to play well for him in the stretch. I'm sure of it. So Boston gave up Rafael Ortega earlier in the season, so they've had some good relationships with the Cubbies so far this season, so I think it's a good trade. Now, for the Rangers, why are we going after Cole Winn, one of their prized prospects? Why are we going after this guy? What can we possibly offer the Rangers to grab a guy with an A potential rating? Well, we're going to give up Wade Miley. He would be their best starting pitcher as far as overall rating is concerned. They're a couple games back of the West, and I think it makes sense for him. They're also acquiring Jonathan Holder, who would be an immediate upgrade at the closing position, plus Michael Givens, who would be one of their top relievers. So we're giving them all pitching, and we're going to go back and we're going to acquire Cole Winn, another pitcher, plus this guy, an outfielder, Aaron Zavala. Now, Zavala was drafted in 2021, so he's relatively raw of a prospect, but I love his swing. He plays good defensively. He's got good defensive ratings, at least in the show. And they've gotten some good reviews on him on MLB.com and his scouting report. So I'm all in on Aaron Zavala. I think he would be a good player for us. And because we're acquiring some outfield pieces, it's starting to get younger, starting to get a little crowded out there. I just don't feel like we have a need for Michael Hermosillo. I just don't think we need it. So I'm looking at some other options here. And I know that we're a little short-handed at first base. So I'm looking at this guy out of Michigan, Drew Lugbauer. Take a look at this dude. You see that swing, man? That is a pretty swing. But, don't draft this kid. Did you see that? Just watch him. Just watch him. Whoa! Okay. Yep. Don't draft him. If you're 6'3" and you can hit like that, you got smooth swing, I'm taking you, man. So we're gonna trade Michael Hermosillo for Drew Lugbauer. We're going to add to the first base room. Yes, he's a 57. He's a C potential. What are we really trying to do there? We're just trying to add some competition there is really what we're trying to do. See what happens. There's nothing wrong with taking some prospects, trading guys that don't fit what you're doing for some prospects. So what we're trying to do here with the Giants, we're trying to give them more defensive help. Now, they've got Wilmer Flores at second, not known for his defense. They've got Thairo Estrada at third, not really known for his defense. And then Brandon Crawford at shortstop. So what we want to do is we want to trade him Simmons for a catcher, Patrick Bailey. You guys saw his MLB The Show stats. They're fairly nice for this young of a catcher. So I'm interested in to see what he's going to develop into for us. But we need to find a guy that's going to be the heir apparent to Wilson Contreras. We don't really have a deep catcher room, I guess you'd say. Yes, we drafted Chris Addison, who can play catcher from Santa Clara, but you know, I'm covering all avenues at this point. I want insurance policies. And by the looks of it, from these highlights at NC State, sometimes his pitchers did not help him out when the runners were stealing. A lot of off-balance type of transfer throws there, but man, does he make the most of it. He's got arm strength to spare. I think he's going to be a good player, a switch-hitting catcher, good offensive piece, and a fairly competent defensive piece as well. I think it makes sense for us. We're going to sweeten the deal here by trading away Drew Smiley, but I still feel like it's leaning more towards the Giants at this point. So I'm going to go out and acquire a 63 overall, D potential, kind of utility player a little bit. I'd classify him as maybe a utility player. Archimedes Gamboa. Now, the reason why I like Gamboa so much, outside of his defensive highlights, he's got a very smooth looking swing. He's got some speed to burn as well. I mean, he's a switch hitter too. He can do it from both sides. I mean, take a look at some of these swings offensively here for Gamboa. That's from the right side, but take a look at his left-handed swing. I think he's going to be a really nice player. I think the show kind of did this player dirty a little bit. I realized that for the Giants right now, he's not one of their top 30 prospects. But from what I'm seeing here offensively, I mean, his swings are very compact. They're smooth. They're silky. He's a switch hitter. He plays good defensively. Like, I think if it all puts together for him, I think he's going to be one of our better players in the minor league system. I think we just added a really nice player that can, you know, hopefully grind himself into being something for us, maybe someday. But I mean, take a look at the defensive highlights here. He's playing third base at this point, so he can do it all. I'm interested to see what he does for us in simulation gameplay. So we're going to be trading away a shortstop, acquiring a shortstop, and we just added to the room. And I think that really helps us out in the long term. Now, taking a look at with all the moves that we just made, we definitely do not have a 40-man roster at this point. So we gotta change that. We gotta make sure that we get compliant here. So we're making a couple moves. We got Cavadas here at AAA, Bryce Ball still at AAA. Rivas, I still want to give him a shot as our backup first baseman to Schwindel, as he's a left-handed hitter. Schwindel's a right-handed hitter. I think that little platoon might be nice to have. Now for third base, we've got Chris Morel and Patrick Wisdom. We got a couple injuries there to VR, so I couldn't trade him away. I could trade him away at the deadline. He should be back by then, but we'll see. We'll see if I can pull off at least one more trade to get rid of an aging vet like that. So we do see that Gamboa was a AAA player. We still got Nelson Velasquez there at AAA. Seiya's, obviously Seiya Suzuki. I was really hoping that Seiya would be Seiya. He's so good, man. Like, what is he hitting right now? Like 370? I know in fantasy baseball, he's like the #1 player right now. It's ridiculous. But Patrick Bailey, we're going to actually move him up to AAA, so we do have some imbalance there on the 26-man rosters. So we're going to move him up to AAA, make sure he gets his at-bats, really speed up that progression. I'm interested to see kind of how he does in that light. Now, because I didn't want to like force my high 50s and my low 60s up a level, I just don't think that they're going to progress as fast. They're not going to be able to put up the stats that warrant a progression in your overall. Plus, we needed more players in our organization. So I'm going to go out and I'm going to sign major league caliber players like Tyler Chatwood. We're going to bring him back into Cubs pinstripes. And we're going to also acquire Yusmeiro Petit, as well as Taylor Motter. He's just kind of a AAA type of player just for depth purposes. And I think that we might be able to flip these guys as well when July 31st comes around. So depending on how they do, we could end up flipping those guys for like a rental, for like a 1-month rental. But up on your screen, you saw the pitching rotation. You see the new look lineup for these Cubs post-trade. And really the only change, the only major league ready player that we acquired was Nick Fortes and Franchi Cordero. So two guys that I want to give some run here in the next episode. So on Thursday, we're going to be taking on the Boston Red Sox. Yes, those Boston Red Sox, the ones that we traded our relievers to and our backup catcher Yan Gomes to. We'll see Rafael Ortega in a Red Sox uniform. So it'll be fun. It'll be a fun game. We're going to start Adbert Alzolay. So a little spoiler alert there. He's going to be coming back into the fold in starting against these Red Sox. It'll be a fun game, guys, so you don't want to miss it. And let me know in the comment section what you thought about the trades. Which one did you like? Which ones didn't you like? Did you hate all of them? What players do you think are guys you want to see get the call-up here in the next couple of months? In that next episode, though, we will be talking to Greg Huss. I've mentioned Greg a couple times in the introduction video in the last couple episodes, actually. As our minor league advisor, he's going to be talking to us about maybe the situation of the team, what he likes, what he doesn't like about the roster construction here so far, and maybe give us some insight on some guys that he would like to see get called up and be given a chance in September. I'm obviously taking your guys' opinion as well, so make sure you post that in the comment section, and we can get that going. So guys, leave a like if you like this thing. I will see you on Thursday for the next Chicago Cubs franchise episode. Leave a like if you like this thing. As always, thank you so much for watching, and peace.